Hey everyone, I'm Andy Silvius and I'm the owner of the Resourceful Agent Realty Group over at Keller Williams. And today we're going to do a new agent welcome video for Tom Kennard. Tom has actually been on the team for a little bit. We're running behind on getting this video done, but the point of this video is I wanted to be able to introduce our new team member so you guys understand who he is and get to know him if you choose to work with him. So what's up, dude?
What's going on?
Welcome to the team. I guess we are doing this a little late. We should have done this a couple months ago. Tell everyone a little bit about yourself and how long have you lived up here? You know, what are your hobbies? Stuff like that.
Oh man. So I've lived up here my whole life in Blanchard, if anybody knows where that is. And then
The big city of Blanchard.
oh yeah, massive, huge city. Get lost in there real easy on its one street. And then shoot from there. I mean, I lived there till I was probably almost 20. I was living in that little area, and then I went and joined the Navy after that. And I was in the Navy from 2012 to 2016. And then after that,
Real quick before you go too far, what did you do in the Navy?
it's called an AS, Aviation Support Equipment Technician. It's basically a mechanic, heavy equipment mechanic for like plane stuff. Anything that moves the planes, the forklifts and the tow trucks that move them around.
Sure.
I went from there. I went to North Dakota for a year, spent a winter over there. And then I went to H&E Equipment here in Post Falls. And then now I'm here.
Awesome. So you probably went right into being a heavy equipment mechanic after the Navy because you were already doing that before.
Yeah, and I already had the 4 years experience, which is like kind of enough to break through into the industry because it's kind of hard to start like if you don't have any experience, but I was given 4 free years by the Navy, so I just ran with it.
So what was the deciding factor in you getting into real estate? I mean, that's because it's a big career shift, and you and I have very similar career paths as we've talked before, but what was that? What did that look like for you? Why did you choose real estate?
Oh man, it probably started in like 2014 is when I was on deployment in the Navy, and I just was reading books, tons and tons of books, and I happened across one, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and kind of started me down a real estate journey. And then from there, I just thought, how can I get into this real estate industry? And I've wanted to forever. And finally last year or early this year, I was like, let's do it.
That's awesome. So what are some hobbies that you have outside of working and taking care of the family?
Oh man, 90% of it's probably just hunting and fishing. Other than that, I love snowboarding. I love going out. I mean, I just like being outside in general.
That's why we call you Idaho Tom.
That's true. I've earned that name somehow.
And I will say, for everyone watching this, you guys have to check out our real estate YouTube channel and go to the Idaho Tom series, which you've only done a couple of those so far, but you have some more videos coming out. Just
one more on the way.
No, you're going to have more.
Many more on the way.
Many more. Many more. Anyways, so why don't you tell us about why you're the best at what you do and why clients should want to work with you?
Well, since I've been up here my whole life, I think that gives me an edge on a lot of people because it seems like most people have moved here sometime throughout the course of their life. And mine started up here and has been up here. I mean, ever since I left for 4 years for the Navy and then came back, still here. And I've been spending all my time outdoors everywhere. I don't know. I've been all over this place now, so I know it pretty well.
Yeah. So what's the future goal of your business? What do you want to achieve and help your clients achieve?
Well, I mean, kind of the end goal is, I want to get people into houses. I think that'd be awesome just because I love going to houses. I love talking to people. And then I guess my end goal is actually to invest in real estate long term instead of, still be an agent, but invest as well. Yeah.
You know, on that topic, I was just thinking about this last couple of days. We should be teaching our clients to invest. Anyways, that'll be another video, but
I would agree. There's not a lot of investment training out there. It's kind of hard to come by.
Yeah. And a lot of people think about the house that they buy as just a place to live in. And I really think that people should start looking at it in a way of like, how do they create more wealth from it?
What can you do with that? Yeah, you've already spent all the money on it. You might as well make it get you some money back.
Yeah. So I'm going to jump back a little bit to your time in the Navy. What were some of the biggest takeaways you had from being in the Navy?
Oh man, good or bad takeaways?
Not either.
So many.
You've told us some pretty crazy stories, so I feel like I have to go back and touch on some of those.
I'm not sure if I want to get into those here.
No, I'll get into some of them, but
in my time in the Navy started kind of weird. I got to my ship, and it was, pretty normal for the first few months, but it had to be within the first year. I almost got kicked out once, and then it seemed like about every year since I almost got kicked out once. And then, and almost every one of them was something that really wasn't even my fault. It was something that like somebody else did that I just happened to be with kind of stuff. And it went pretty crazy.
Now, you were telling us a little bit earlier today that you were in charge of the team that would overtake a ship if you guys were gonna.
Yeah, so that one's kind of cool actually. So you get a bunch of quals in the Navy. The way that they did it on my ship is they had a security department that was like its own department that people went to on their duty section. So I guess to take it back, a duty section is something you have to stand on. My ship, it was every 6 days. So I had to be on duty every 6 days. And when I was there, I stood watches. I stood like armed watches because I was qualled to do armed watches, and they kept sending me off to get more quals. And by the end of it, I think it was me and like, I don't know, 3 other guys on my ship that had these quals. And out of them, I think they were all E4s and I was an E5. So the result of that was that I was in charge of the team now that has the qual to overtake a ship. So if it ever had to happen, I guess I would have been the guy. But
wow, never happened though.
No, never happened. And we had to respond to like fake active shooters, and I always had to do that. It didn't matter what I was doing. I could be in the middle of a project, I had to leave and go respond to that just because I was the team guy.
It's pretty wild. So is there any takeaways from being in the Navy or being a mechanic that you can relate into real estate?
I think a lot of them, because I mean, most people that are trying to buy a house are not a real estate agent. They worked some regular job before that. A lot of people are mechanics. A lot of people were maybe in the military, and I can relate to all of that now just because I've lived it. And then same with even North Dakota was kind of its own beast that, a lot of people have lived. And now I have experience with that as well.
Yeah, I agree. I do, because I'm in the same boat with you as far as being a mechanic in the past. So I think a lot of times when clients initially meet me, they think probably I'm just a sales guy. But then when they realize like, no, I used to be a mechanic and work on heavy equipment and was doing, regular jobs.
Yeah, and that line has worked pretty well for me so far, just because like the people I'm talking to, I'd say most of them were somewhere related in a heavy equipment field, whether it was running equipment or whatever. And that instantly they were like, hey, that's kind of cool. Like, I thought you guys were all salesmen. Like, I didn't know you were real people.
That's funny. You've actually had people tell you that?
Yeah.
Wow. Anyways, is there anything you want to talk to the audience about?
Oh man, I can't say that there's too much. I look forward to working with everybody hopefully someday. And I think that's all I've really got.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for watching this. Be sure to reach out to Tom if you're interested in working with him. Email him at tom@resourcefulagentrealty.com. And then you can also go through and view all of our other content and everything at resourcefulagentrealty.com. Thank you guys. See you later.